The days can be long and tiring, but the years have been incredibly short. Managing our land and building our homestead has been the greatest blessing, and we won't take 1 minute of this journey for granted. The projects are aplenty, and there is always work to be done. Our plan all along with having sheep on our homestead has been to pasture off certain sections of the mountain to let them be able to graze and help us manage the land, basically. So that is our project for today. Mike has already got some T-posts pounded in the ground, so that is our plan for right now, is to get this like lower landing hillside sectioned off and hopefully get some sheep in there soon.
All right, guys, so our house actually sits up quite a bit in elevation. I would say almost 40 feet, maybe 30 feet higher than where I'm standing right now. And this is our driveway that loops up there. And this little plot of land in between that driveway is what we're pasturing off. I've already got these T-posts pounded in down all the way through here and run it up the top there. So our next move is to get some corner posts in.
So we are gonna test out the auger. He's got a bunch of metal posts pounded in the ground already, but the plan is to do 3 wooden posts here for the corners as well as for the gate. So hopefully this thing works good. You want me to throw that? What'd you do that for, Jed? Looks like it's getting buried. You're so nice. He's nuts.
I like that height.
Yeah.
I think that'll be good. All right, guys. So next morning down here, and last night was a little bit of a mess.
Yeah, a little bit of a mess.
We tried to put these gates up and just get these sheep in here and see if they liked it at all, but we quickly learned that we did not have enough wire up to contain them at all. So at first the little guy was just like walking through the fence.
I know, we kind of were hoping that they'd, touch it and immediately back off and not go near it, but that wasn't quite the case. So they were getting out all over the place. That was kind of fun. But now we know, I think we need 2 more strands of wire to really keep them in there.
So yeah, we're gonna put another wire running all the way across the bottom, and then we're also going to split these 2 wires. Guys, I know it's really hard for you to see these probably. They're really thin wires. This is actually 14 gauge wire. Yeah, we're gonna run one all the way down low here. Not going to electrify the one way down by the ground, just because I think we're gonna run into issues kind of having that ground out. I don't know, we'll see. But we are going to electrify this wire we're putting in between these 2 here. So a little bit more work, but get right after it.
Should be fun.
Oh, she's got it, folks. What a dog. What a dog. Good job.
All right, guys, we have everything all marked out for the beam that is going across the 2 cedar posts there. Kind of figured might as well go big on this. I think it's gonna look really cool. We have the log picked out from the log pile. Mike ran over to just grab the PVs real quick. We'll roll it out, get it notched on either end and set up top there. Okay, we got that up there. Just a little sketchy. The drill bit broke putting that first lag bolt in over there. So he just tightened it a little bit more with the ratchet.
Yeah, one more side.
Yeah, one more side and it is secure. We are building a couple of cold frame kind of lids for a couple of these garden beds in here for kind of the cooler weather plants. So Mike actually kind of came up with this idea. I was really scheming what to do, how to turn one of these into, or a couple of these into cold frames, and he suggested the lid. So I built this up, and right now I'm just getting the plastic over it. I have one more to build. I think I might do this bed as well, and then we might get some stuff planted in here. You know, there's a lot of cold weather stuff that you can plant while, say, it's still frost at night, because it does better in like cooler soil. It's not going to really germinate when it's really hot out. So like leafy greens, stuff that grows underneath the dirt, like potatoes and carrots and onions, all that stuff will do really good outside right now. So we're going to get these finished and get those things planted.
And while she is working on that, I'm going to go get a fire going in the greenhouse. Some of you guys may have seen that we put a wood stove in the greenhouse here to try to keep it a little bit warmer. So I'm going to get a fire going. So this is just one of the cheapest little portable wood stoves, smaller wood stoves that I could find online. And it works really good for in the greenhouse here. This is the main purpose I bought it. And then it's really designed for like a small tent, like a backcountry tent that you put this stove in. But it works really good in the greenhouse. We just got one of those high heat silicone boots to go through the ceiling here. This is all single wall pipe, so we do have to be kind of careful with it, but it's been working really good. One of the biggest issues I found is, since it's one of the cheaper stoves, it's really thin, and when it gets hot, this metal moves a bit, and this damper on the back does not seal at all. And that's actually really dangerous for a wood stove. You want to be able to control the air on this thing to have control of the fire, how big it gets. You could put it out. If you have a good wood stove, you can dampen your stove all the way down. You could actually put the fire out, which is a good thing. In case you have a chimney fire, you want to be able to cut all the airflow off of your wood stove to everything. Fire needs air, oxygen to breathe. So what I'm going to do is take these little 1/2-inch self-tapping screws. I'm going to put a couple of them in the back here, drill through that damper to try to suck it up tight. I never use it on the back. You never should need to use a damper on the back of the stove right underneath the stove pipe. You always want your damper, kind of away from your pipe so it has that kind of suction effect and it lets the air go through the fire. So yeah, just going to suck that tight. Never to be used. Hey, what are you doing? Liz got both of these cold frames done and they are looking really, really good, guys. These are gonna hold so much more heat than if this was uncovered. And yeah, having the boards turned up like this gives the, whatever we're putting in here, the crops just a little bit of room. You can see the cat's already got to this one, but look at that. There's already moisture, condensation in this. And this has only been sitting in the sun for about 20 minutes now. So that's really cool. It's already working. If we could get this one to stay like that, that would be perfect. Maybe we'll run one more board across the middle or something to keep that plastic up. But yeah, looks really good. All right, guys, wood stove has been going for a bit now. Let's see, we are, 52 degrees outside. And oh yeah, it's warmer. Almost 80 degrees in here. This is nice. So you got almost 80 degrees here. Look at this up on the pipe up here, guys. We're about 300 degrees. It's really cool. This is just a piece of exhaust pipe I had to get to, make this length reach. And I really like the colors that this thing is doing. It's kind of like a purpley copper look going on, bronze maybe, I guess you could call that. This guy is doing good. Afterwards, after I put the holes or the screws in the back damper, I came back with the drill and put 2 more holes in here. I could tell that this thing was really trying to suck some air. It needed more air, and I don't like leaving the door cracked when I'm not in here. So I drilled a few more holes and I got lucky because you can still damper it down really nicely. So, and I think I'm actually gonna do that. So we'll cut that down to about there. You can see those coals in there, really hot. We're cruising here. So now this thing will just kind of bake for quite a while. On to the projects.
All right, so we got a little bit done up at the greenhouse and in the garden this morning. I just love those spring days where it's sunny and you can knock some stuff off your list. So we came back down here to the bottom and it's time to finish up this pasture project that we have going on. And the last big step is to build the gates. You can see these panels back here. Homestead Rescue actually built these for us when they were here last summer. So it's already kind of a basically made gate. We have to cut them down to size, and get all the hinges and hardware on there, but it should be fairly quick and easy and it's gonna look good. So let's do it.
So what we're doing is we need to measure the overall width here to see how wide it is, and then we need to probably guess 2 inches. We talked about this. 2 inches here, 2 inches in the middle, 2 inches on the end. Mm-hmm. We'll subtract that and figure out what our gate width needs to be, right?
Yeah.
And that will give us 6 inches of adjustability. Hopefully that works.
Yeah, we'll see.
Worst comes to worst, we can just get a chain.
Right.
And wrap a chain here.
Yeah.
If we can use the latch, that'd be dope.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Should be good.
So not bad. So we have it, that's better than going the other way.
Than it being smaller.
Yeah, okay. So, and then we need to cut 196 in half.
Okay.
And that's going to give us our gate width, I think.
So these two panels were built kind of opposite of each other. So what we're gonna do now is hopefully just switch, you know, the braces that go through the middle to match that one. Hopefully it's like that easy. So they match. Same angles.
It'll work.
Yeah.
6?
96. No, 98. 196 is 5 by 2.
Is 98?
Yep.
Are you sure on all this?
Yeah.
Do we want to look at the video? Make sure?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, the gate is done. I think that it looks good. We might want to get like some different hardware for this. Our baby ram lamb is still pretty small, so he could technically fit through that. Not for much longer, he's getting big quick, but it looks really good for right now. So I think we're gonna call that done. Mike's starting up the excavator. We've got to get a shovel full of dirt and rocks in here because this left side of the gate, there's quite a big gap right there. So we need to fill it up a little bit so that nothing can slip underneath. Yeah, I'd say that that looks good. This is the side we'll put the dirt and the rocks on, just to kind of build it up a little bit. That's like probably a foot gap right there.
All right, guys, so we got both of those gates hung and just came back up to the house for lunch, but we walked by, I'm like, oh, it's almost 100 degrees in the greenhouse. Fire is, about a little less than 200. Man, it's looking good. Let's see what we got going on for flame down here. Oh yeah, that's hot still. Real good fire. Nice.
This was a super fun project. I say fun. As fun as fencing with your spouse can be, I guess. Right?
Have you ever done fencing before?
No, not like this.
So first time doing livestock
Electrical fencing, yeah.
Yeah, fencing is fun.
Fencing. That's why I say that lightly. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Fencing is always like a pretty good excursion.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we got it done early in the year like this. You know, it's just going to get greener and the grass is going to get longer in here. So the sheep should really help us like manage that and have it really be beautiful one day. Like it was completely overtaken with weeds, noxious invasive weeds. So we're hoping that they can help us take care of those without like the use of chemicals and stuff like that. That was kind of like one of our big goals with getting sheep, was to help us manage the mountain.
Yeah, all the while growing meat.
Growing meat,
Turning grass into meat.
into meat.
Yeah, so it's really cool. Really cool. Yeah, and I'm glad this works too. Like this, when we first put them in here and only had the 2 wires up,
Yeah.
a little hairy, but yeah, we quickly learned that we needed the other 2 wires, and they've been in here quite a while, and they're doing really good, and they love it.
They love it.
They like,
Yeah.
I think we're a little pent up, so it's nice to have them out of there, and now we have plans to, you know, we got to do a little bit of work over to this pen, right?
Yep.
Because we have that ram, and you got to keep them separated throughout different parts of the year.
Right.
Yeah, so we have a lot more fencing and livestock stuff here in the future for sure.
Yeah, but that'll be fun. I mean, we're kind of looking forward to it. This has been a cool adventure, like starting something new with the livestock. So I'm happy about it.
If you guys are interested in seeing how we've made it to this point on our homestead, we've picked out this video for you right here. And if you like what you're seeing, we also have a subscribe button right there. Please consider doing that, and we will catch you in the next video.
See you next time. Thanks, guys.